going on, Dolphins? It's your boy Dillon. Just got a couple really quick things I want to talk about. So first of all, just want to give a shout out to Jalen Davis. It is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is Brian Flores. It looks like he is expected to be, introduced and announced as the next head coach on Monday. So that's a thing, right? I mean, we all know that. We all know Brian Flores is expected to be the new head coach. He's obviously got to play in the Super Bowl tomorrow. But then, right thereafter, he's expected to be sworn in, so to speak, as our next head coach. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about just briefly is Pro Football Focus had put out Ryan Tannehill's grades, his career grades from them over his career in Miami, since we're all expecting that Ryan Tannehill's going to get cut. And I retweeted this out, by the way, but these are his grades as follows. From the year 2012, when he was selected 8th overall, right, to the year 2018. 17 is obviously missing because he didn't play. But in 2012, he had a 68.4 overall grade, which was ranked 18th out of all quarterbacks that year, right? So middle of the pack. 2013, 80.4. He was ranked 9th. 2014, 75.7, ranked 12th. 2015, 69.8, ranked 18th. And that's his first 4 years. Then in 2016, he was ranked 74.2 at 16th. And then last year, he didn't have a very good year, but I'll get into that in a second. 45.3, he was ranked 39th. So, for his first 4 years, his lowest was a 68.4, and his highest was an 80.4. Which, keep in mind, again, was the Joe Philbin era, he was the most sacked quarterback each and every one of those years. If you also look at all of his other stats, like completion percentage, quarterback rating, and his passing statistics, he made steady progress each and every year. This also, if you're one of those kind of people that cares about context, the full context, which I am because it's very important in evaluation, he also had to deal with lots of turnover within the organization. They were constantly switching out GMs and then head coaches and then offensive coordinators and blah, blah, blah. He never had any, consistency there. So, look, man, I mean, all of these people that sit there and want to talk shit about Ryan Tannehill and say that he's a bum, he's a bust, he sucks, he's hurt us for the past 7 years, it's just crazy. The evidence and the facts do not bear that out. I mean, period. For all Tannehill haters, if you look at it, none of the statistics, none of the, because it's not just stats, right? So I want to make that clear, right? It's all factors, right? When you take into account all of those other things, like being the most sacked quarterback and so on and so forth, he has performed amazing. And look at that. In his first 4 years, again, his lowest rank in his first 4 years was ranked 18th among quarterbacks that year. So, in his first 4 years, despite being the most sacked quarterback in the league, and not only that, but in his first year, obviously he was a rookie, he was thrown into the fire, blah, blah, blah. He had Joe Philbin again through those years. And last year is kind of a throwaway, in my opinion. Of course, most people aren't going to see it that way because they don't take into account the other things, right? So a lot of Dolphins fans will look at that and be like, oh, see, he was ranked 39th last year and he only had a 45.3 grade. Okay, yes. He also missed, 5 or 6 games? Okay, that plays into account. Unless you don't care about facts or context or, truth and reality, then you can just ignore that. Also, let's take into account that his offensive line was garbage, and it was good at the beginning of the year, and then it became garbage because we kept losing guys. He started getting sacked a lot more, put under pressure a lot more, had to run and improvise a lot more, and then obviously that led to him getting hurt. But again, if you don't care about full context and stuff, you can ignore that. And then, of course, you have to also take into consider, once again, if you care about it, the fact that he kept losing a whole bunch of guys on offense that were his weapons. Albert Wilson, Jakeem Grant, A.J. Derby, blah, 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 blah. Frank Gore missed time, blah, 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 blah. Kenyon Drake got hurt a bit. So, I mean, just, look, you guys can argue what you want, but it really... It only comes, anybody who hates on Tannehill, their hate comes from purely emotion. That's it. Hate is an emotion, right? But that's it. Nothing more. Anybody who hates Tannehill, and they may give, a stat or some stats from a certain game or what have you, but that's called cherry picking, right? You can't just pluck one or two examples from the overall full spectrum, right? From the grand, the full body of work. That's what I was looking for, right? You can't just cherry pick a couple examples from the full body of work and be like, see, this proves it. No, because there's tons of other data that proves the opposite. So, look, man, if they get rid of Tannehill this season or this offseason, all you Dolphins fans that are all talking shit and being like, see, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, and good riddance and blah, 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 you're going to see, bro. You're going to see. Especially if they do some dumb shit like fucking... I've put out a couple scenarios. If they trade up in the draft and get rid of a bunch of draft capital to go chase a quarterback that they have absolutely no idea about, that has not been proven, in the NFL, all this other stuff, and then you throw him into the fire, right? Because that's not good. That's not good. Quarterbacks should have at least a year. Patrick Mahomes had a year under Alex Smith to really kind of fucking get the hang of being a professional. That's ideal. But okay, you get rid of Tannehill. If you spend all that draft capital, go chase a guy, or if you trade Xavier Howard for a first round pick, and then, trade up or what have you, none of those are good options. None. Because one, if you don't trade Xavier Howard and then you just move up, again, you're chasing a quarterback you know nothing about, that's not been proven, that didn't have any time to adjust the NFL, so on and so forth. And then you're going to thrust him in as a rookie. You're going to use your early round pick on a quarterback as opposed to securing that offensive line, which, again, could get weaker if Jawan James leaves. Then he's going to get murdered in his rookie season when he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, hasn't fucking had any kind of time to adjust to the NFL, not to mention, the fact that they go from college to the combine to, playing a full year in college to then the combine, all these workouts, so they don't get a break. And then they go to rookie mini camp and then blah, 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 blah. So they don't get a break. So he's going to be exhausted, all this, that, and the other. People don't take these things into account. But we'll see how it works out. And then if you trade Xavier Howard to get a first round pick or whatever, Jesus Christ, man. You're just creating a hole for absolutely no reason. Oh, and by the way, I didn't even mention the struggles on defense throughout Ryan Tannehill's career that also contributed to the lack of success of him and the team. But anyway, so that's all I wanted to say. This, kind of update you guys on a couple things, and just wanted to take another moment to talk about Tannehill. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy my videos, my show. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter @Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.